Now then YouTube, I'm the Toff Man and welcome back to some more of the Mod Season 2 guys. Today we're going to be going through a few different things today. First of all, your comments and in the previous episodes. So there's a few things to fix. The first thing to let you guys know is that the hammerhead is not indeed an extra like I said it was. It is in fact one of the other ones. Let me just grab the book and I'll show you. It's not an extra, it is actually classed as a head. So be very, very aware of that because that is what's going to set your mining level and your mining speed. Unfortunately, I thought that was an extra and I did wood and it really didn't end well for the hammer. But I've sorted it out and now I've got this one. Now somebody else did say you can put copper and that will actually allow you to get experience from anything that you mine, like stone or anything that you mine with whatever material, with whatever kind of tool that it is, and it'll get you experience. Now if you combine that with the mossy upgrade as well, apparently it helps out double fold. Apparently so. Now another thing that you guys have been telling me off for, if I put torches in my left hand, it means I can whack away with my hammer with my left, like that, my left click, and with the right click I can place torches. So that'll make a hell of a difference when it comes to mining, so thank you very much for that one. And last but no means least, if I add a crafting station to this little setup here, guys, I'm wondering if it works this way. It probably doesn't, but oh yeah, it does. There we go. If I add a crafting table to this little setup here, it means that I get access to all these different little tooltips on the top there, which is fantastic. Very, very useful indeed, and I don't have to change and go down here and then go over there and all that sort of stuff. So thank you very much for that comment. Now I've actually updated to the most recent update, which I believe is 1.54. I could be wrong, and this is what happened. I have no idea what these are. Oh, it's sand. I have no idea why that texture has gone all strange, but there is quite a few of them all kicking around. So it's only happened to the sand though, as far as I'm aware. Nothing's happened anywhere else. But that's a bit of a pain, I have to say. But nonetheless, I can live with that for the moment. No idea what's the problem. But look at this, guys. This is looking great. Now, obviously, I can't do my rooms like this because I will require walls to put my stuff against. But what I'm going to be doing, guys, is just making a little bit of room for my canola setup, which I really, really need to be able to sort this out. So I'm going to make this corridor a bit longer, guys. I'm going to sort out a room for the canola to be actually grown in, because I'm not going to leave the canola outside. I'm going to grow it inside, actually. And I will create, you know, a room for you guys, and I'll be back when I've managed to be able to get that sorted. Alright guys, let's go and take a look at what we've done. So I've messed around a little bit with this. If we open this up, you can see that the thing has actually extended quite a bit. But we've also got this little doorway now. Now I'm really not quite sure about this doorway, but I've had a faff around with it. That's about as good as I'm going to get it. And if we go inside here, guys, we've got a room. And this room is where the canola is going to be. I'm going to plant it all the way around here. And I'm also going to put the planter right in the centre there. But what's the good about this room, guys, and what's good about this whole thing, is I've left a gap. So if I wanted to, I could go behind this wall. I've got one gap space all the way around the back so that I can put any pipes, any tubes, anything that I want in between this little gap. Right there. So I think that's a good thing. Now what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to move all the canola down here and we're going to start work on the fermenting, and also I'm going to need another room, in fact, to put all of the fermenting barrels, or I may just go ahead and do it off the side of one of these. I'm not quite sure just yet, but I think that might be a good idea. I'm going to faff around. We're going to get the canola down here first, and I'm going to show you guys that. And look at all our little pretty worms all in a row. But anyway, guys, I've got a lot of work to do on the upgrades of this to make it fill out its space. And I've done it too wide rather than too long. Because at the moment, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to everywhere. But I'm pretty sure I'll be okay with this. Now, what I'm going to do with this, guys, is eventually make this, more and more efficient. I'll be putting some other bits and bobs from some different mods around there to help grow the canola a lot quicker. But at the moment, this will have to do. Now, underneath, I'm going to do a little bit of a dig down around here, and I probably am going to create another room just off the side of this one, guys, and get that one all nicely kitted out. And what I'm going to do in that room is put all of the fermenting barrels, put all of the oil generators and stuff in that particular room so it can create some power, maybe even get a little capacitor room or something going as well. But I'm going to do that, guys, and then I'll be right back. Well, guys, my cobblestone is now full, so I'm going to want to upgrade this. I have got 32 stacks of 64 in there. I want to upgrade this to the next tier, which is the iron upgrade, the storage upgrade ×2, and that will allow me to get 3 times its base value. And it is as following. Let's just grab that, and then we right-click it on it, and there we go. We've got the ability to put more cobblestone in there, which is brilliant because it was getting clogging my inventory up. It's time to make myself another tool as well, the bronze shovel. All of that gravel and the sand and the dirt is all getting in my way. So what better way than one of the tinker's shovels so I don't have to keep making them. So let me show you what it looks like now, guys. Let's pop into here and oh my goodness. It actually looks half decent. In here, this is where the canola presses are going to be, just on this wall. And then the fermenting barrels, they're going to be on this wall. At the moment, that's going to be the start. If I need more, if I need a different source of power, I'll go ahead and get a different source of power. This little bit here, it goes down, and it opens up just at the bottom here, just underneath where the planter is. So I think this is a pretty nice area. It'll keep everything nice. It'll keep everything clean, and just ignore the roof there. You know, there's nothing really that I can do about that roof. It's going to be the way that it is. And I think this is looking good, guys. I think this is looking really good. Right, the canola press. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So all of them canola presses, they're all going to be used. And then in the wall at the back there, I'm going to dig a hole and go down into the underbellies. And then all of the wires, you'll never be able to see any wires. All the fermenting barrels are going to be along here. Let's go ahead and make those. And now the fermenting barrels, let's get them all along the side here. And again, like I said, these are going to be pumped in from the back, so you're not going to see any of the tubes or pipes or anything like that. And now we've got all of this sorted. This is pretty much going to be the room where everything like that is going to be. We're going to take all of the stuff that we get from here, the oil, and we're going to have a back row, I believe, on this wall, maybe dug into the wall, I would think, of oil generators, and that is going to be feeding power into a capacitor bank, which is going to be under the floor. We're not going to keep that on show. We might at a later date get something that will show us how much power we've got, like a monitor or something on the wall, but until then, I think we're going to get all of the oil generators now. I should think this will be enough for the moment. Oil generators, there's 5 oil generators. We're going to put them all along this back wall. Again, you're not going to see any of the pipework. That is going to be done downstairs. Now, the next thing to do, guys, is to get all this stuff moving around the place. So, we haven't got enough canola plants at the moment. We're going to have to put some upgrade slots into there. So, let me get on to that. I can only afford 4 upgrades at the moment, but that's better than nothing, I suppose. So let's pop that into there, and that is that now done. We should go upstairs and see that planted some more. Great, now we've got a 3x3 area, which is fantastic. We just need a few more upgrades to be able to make this fully functional. But next is laying out all of the pipes. Well, the ender lily, in all the time that it's been planted out there, has only got me 1 ender pearl. Luckily for me, I've got a few more ender pearls from all the skinnies that I've been killing. What you guys haven't been seeing, obviously. So, I've got 5 ender pearls, and that will allow me to get enough item conduits, I believe, to be able to do this. To get item conduits, guys, you're going to need something called conduit binder. To get conduit binder, you need to smelt up some binder composite, which requires gravel, clay, and sand. Luckily, I've got that in my inventory right now. Let's get a load of that, because we're going to be needing a lot of it going into the future. This also now needs to be smelted up. So I've got 24 conduit binder, that should be enough for now. Now the other thing you're going to need for item conduits is this pulsating iron nuggets, which are these pulsating irons which you require an alloy smelter for, and alloy together an ender pearl and an iron ingot. So to do that, it'll give you one of these, and I'm just going to make a couple for the moment, because I think that, oh dear me, I should have put it on alloys only. What have I done? What have I done? Done a refined iron ingot. It's good job I didn't put the ingot, this in here first. Right, let's put 2 of these in, 2 of these in, and then there we go. And then we'll change them into pulsating nuggets and make these item conduits. Now these item conduits are absolutely awesome, guys. Let me just go and put these down and I'll show you what it does. Oh, it's night time. Now, if we put them down there, you can see it takes up a block, but you can also put it on the same block as any other conduits from Ender.io. So there you go. I've got an item conduit that's now running alongside the same block as an energy conduit. And that is really, really useful, especially when we're going to be using fluid conduits as well, so we can move those fluids around from the canola press to the oil generator. Guys, it's occurred to me I need a sag mill, and I need to be able to get silicon from this, so that's why I needed a sag mill. Let's pop this down onto some power. Just for the moment, I'm going to slap it right there. That's going to get some power from there. So if we put clay inside here, it has to be clay blocks, by the way. But if we put a clay block in here, it will get us silicon from that, and I need silicon to be able to make electrical steel, which will then allow me access to the Yeta wrench, which is the wrench that you can interact with all of the item conduits and bits and bobs. But I need electrical steel to be able to do that, which requires alloy smelter, iron ingot, coal powder, which is easy to get, but it's the silicon that was the difficult part. So we've got some silicon now anyway, so that's great, and we should be able to get ourselves a Yeti wrench soon. And that is how we craft the Yeta wrench from the Ender IO, which is brilliant. We're going to need that definitely. So basically, when it comes to the item conduits, not the Ender conduits, the item conduits, guys, it basically we want all of this stuff coming out of here and then into the machines just over here. But we want, of course, the seeds, any extra seeds that we get. So we've got 64, and we're not, any extra seeds that end up in here, because it will fill this slot first before it fills these. Any extra seeds, just pull them out and we'll sort them out from there. But we really want to concentrate on the canola first, not the canola seeds. So let's go ahead and just plant that onto there. We're going to go into it using the Yeti wrench. We're going to leave it active with a signal for the moment so that nothing gets flying anywhere. Leave it on extract. But we can put an item filter into here to say, look, only filter out a certain amount of items. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to leave it as it is at the moment. And we're going to get this. We're going to connect this to all of these machines just on the top here. And then we'll turn off the item, the thing that would, you know, this redstone mode, so that it will just go ahead and send the items out. So let me do that really quickly. We want to change all of these that are connected to the canola presses to insert, so it will just put any items into there over time. Now there is an item that you can use to make this a lot easier, and it will just copy over all the settings, but I don't really need that at the moment. All I'm doing is just, you know, flicking it across to insert. I'm not doing anything special. Right, all of those are now set to insert. They're all on the same priority, so they should get shared amongst them. Let's go ahead and change that to active without a signal. So all of these canola should now come out of there. The canola seeds might also get taken out, but I'm not sure, because they should have been taken out by now if they were going to be taken out at all. I don't think because they can't accept them, the machines on the other side, I don't think it's going to take them out, so they're just going to go ahead and leave them there. So let's go ahead and take a look around the front, guys, at what's going on here. So we've got 49 in there. It does look as if it's going to try to fill it up from the first one forwards. This does, like I said, this does require power as well. But we need to get this thing running before we can even require power, before we can even get power. And that is the way that we're going to do it. So the power that we've got, that will make some power, get it into that capacitor bank, put it down to here, feed it into all of these oil generators and all of these canola presses, and get these, you know, smushed down, and then we can get these fermenting barrels made as well. But we need some fluid conduits. Now there's the ones that we can use, the fluid conduits we can use. Let me have a quick look. Fluid conduits. We're going to go ahead with just normal fluid conduits. Now these do respect gravity, which can be a problem, but because of the amount of canola that I'm using, I really don't think that's going to be much of an issue. If it is, we'll have to move on to the pressurized fluid ones, which don't do gravity, and of course flow rate dependent on fluid viscosity as well. So, but it should be okay. We should be absolutely fine, guys. But this is going to slowly start filling up, which is great. Now let's go ahead and do the next part of this, which is to get this all hooked up with some power so we can get pressing this canola. Okay, actually, before getting that hooked up to power, I think it's a good idea to get everything sorted, all of the pipes to get sorted. So the fluid conduits require something called quite clear glass. Now, there is a way of making quite clear glass, just normally, I think it's in the alloy smelter, but there is a trick to this, and you can use the diamond chisel from Chisel, just get some normal glass, put that into there, and quite clear glass is here. Right on the end there, and that is a nice easy way of making the quite clear glass. So let's pop that across there like so, and then use some conduit binders Like that. And now we've got some fluid conduits. I'll need a few more though, so let me get that and let me get it hooked up and I'll show you what's going on. So I'm just messing around at the back here, guys, changing all of these to extract and then changing it from the active with the signal just to be active all the time. It's taking a little bit of time now. It has actually occurred to me as well. Oops, that was the wrong one. That wants to be on insert. It has occurred to me as well, guys, that when it comes to... There we go. When it comes to the other side, I've got one fluid going in, but I've got another different fluid coming out, so we're going to have a different output. I think from the bottom and also from the top of the fermenting barrels might be the way to do it. You can't have, I don't think you can have multiple fluids running through the same conduit. I'm pretty sure you can, but I mean we can do it that other way. It's really no difference at all. It just means a little bit of faffing around. But I'll do this, guys, and I'll get everything sorted. Once it's done, I'll be back. Now, as I said earlier, these will require, well, these will produce the power, and these will require the power. And the good thing about the Ender IO conduits is, look at this, guys. Not only can I have the fluid and the item conduits, but I can indeed stick on there power conduits as well. This is going to be absolutely crazy. But it is going to need power, so all of these are going to have to be hooked up. Otherwise, they're just not going to work, guys. And that will be no good. So here we go. Let's hook all of these up to the power now. Brilliant. They're all hooked up to the power as well. Once that starts, it will then power all of these, and it shouldn't take more power than it creates. That is basically how this will work. It will never take more power than it creates. I think the best place of putting the thing would be right here, the capacitor bank. For the moment, would be right there. Eventually what we'll do is we'll cut this off entirely, we'll bring this down, we'll put it underneath, we'll have a big battery underneath, and then have it come back up into here at the moment. But this will do for now. This will do for now. We'll put the thing right there. It's still not running yet. None of this is running. None of this is creating power. None of this is creating absolutely anything. It will do relatively soon. We just need to give it a kickstart of power, which is what I'm going to go ahead and do right now. This has been silently creating some power and keeping hold of the power, which is fantastic. Now let's put the basic capacitor bank where it should be in the link in the chain. Right, if we get rid of that, put the capacitor bank down there, and what we'll do is we'll pop into here, we'll say that that is an input side, and that is an output side. Now, we should eventually start creating some power. So you can see the massive amount of RF per tick that we're using is 640 RF per tick. That's crazy. What is using that much? Oh, that's much better. They were just filling up. That's what there was an initial fill-up cost of all of these. So, wow. We're running currently at minus 70 RF per tick, and I think it's got something to do with the fact that, yes, look, the gravity is starting to affect and how much fluid is actually getting through here. So you can see this is now coloured. When you've got these running next to each other, you can use your Yeti wrench to either connect them or disconnect them from each other. So that's how I worked that way, that one out. And eventually, what will happen is these will create some oil. And unlike me bucketing them in and bucketing them in and bucketing them out, it's not working like that. It will just automatically take them out and put them into the oil generator to be able to go ahead and make the power then, and hopefully fill this back up. Now, we've got a little bit of RF still in there. It looks as if we've completely run out of canola though, and that has got no RF, and that needs to run off power as well to be able to make it work. So, have we got enough left? I don't believe we have. That's something I'll have to fix during the between this episode and the next episode, because this one's running on for quite a while now. But I feel like I've got a lot done, and it's been Christmas, it's been New Year. I hope you've had a very nice time. This will take time to fill up. I might have to upgrade these to the next tier of conduits, because really that might not work. That might not work out well for us. We'll see anyway. This doesn't require power, so I don't need that. But great. Anyways, that is going to be it for the end of this episode, guys. If you've enjoyed it, please, please, please go ahead and leave a like. There's a lot of effort that does go into this series, and I do hope that you're enjoying it so far. Don't forget, you can make comments and bits and bobs down in the comment section below, and I do read them as I'm going ahead. So suggestions are more than welcome. Until next time then, guys, thank you very much for watching. I've been the Toff Man as always. Stay safe.